Now, when you see this headline, there's two reactions you can have. One, that's hilarious, NFTs are dying. And two, this sucks. Kira's not going to have as much content for his channel and therefore might not be uploading as many funny videos about the NFTs and laughing at the Moon Bros. But of course, people are still going to hang on to this, so it might continue going for a while, and we'll always have cryptocurrency. And some of the games that's being made in the crypto world, which I do think is actually a nuanced point I will discuss a little bit in this video, that might play into this NFT downtrend quite a lot, are still going to be around. So we'll still have those to look at if they materialize into anything, but always there will be some funny things going on, so it's fine. NFT Marketplace sales and users dropped to lows not seen since 2021, Dune data shows. And no, this is not about the spice, although you've probably been smoking some spice if you've been buying some NFTs. But according to multiple dashboards compiled by researchers on analytics platform Dune, OpenSea and Blur are experiencing notable losses in both daily users and in sales. So what does this mean? Well, it means that people are no longer selling and trading their NFTs, which makes complete sense considering when crypto started going down, NFT search terms and things like that dropped from like high 90s to like 10s in relevance on Google Trends. People were just no longer interested. At the time, it was all the buzz. Crypto was mooning. It was at its apex for now. Maybe it will be in the future again. Who knows? I'm not going to make that prediction. Not a financial advisor. Not going to give financial advice. But at that point, it was all the rage. Everyone was looking at it like, what's an NFT? What people are making how much money selling pictures on the internet? A really boomer way to look at it, because that's not even how NFTs work. Unless you're the person making them, of course. But basically, NFTs as an experience has almost entirely come from flipping. The entire market is built on flipping. And for flipping to occur, it means somebody's getting left holding the bag. And when the majority of newcomers are the ones being left holding the bag, how long do you think those people are going to stick around in NFTs for? All these crypto and NFT influencers that you see, they're now posting in villas, flying around the world, you know, on their yachts and things like that. It's amazing for them, but they're like in a full loop PvP MMORPG where the most hardcore PvPers really enjoy the game and they get all the spoils of war and they get all the loot and all the good stuff. But then all the people they took that stuff from leave the game and there's nobody left to play with. But in this scenario, they have real life loot and they have millions of dollars that they got from basically flipping NFTs onto people who thought, yeah, this is a good idea to put my my investment, my retirement, my kids' trust fund, whatever it's going to be, college fund, into something that I've been told is an appreciable asset. And then it's not, because it serves no purpose and nobody really wants it. And also, that doesn't account for the fact that the majority of NFT projects have been fucking scams. Slow rugs, fast rugs, rug and tugs, whatever it's going to be, somebody's getting their fucking dick ripped off. I went really hard on that analogy there, but there you go. So with that being the case, NFT sales are really down. So as we can see here, there's been an incredible drop-off in unique NFT buyers and sellers in the last week. Less than 10k wallets now on all platforms. Now just think about that craziness. Less than 10k on all platforms. And look at how sharp the drop-off is. And this is unique wallets. This is not unique individuals, because there'd be no way to account for that. So people use multiple wallets, typically in cryptocurrency. So the number is actually drastically less than 10,000. As for OpenSea, a Dune dashboard compiled by researcher Hill Dobby shows the number of daily traders has fallen sharply over the last week, hitting 10,640 on April 18th. According to the data, OpenSea's daily trader count hasn't dipped below 10,000 since July of 2021. So another nice little image for you here. As you can see, this is the level it's at right now, the black dotted line, and that's where it was. And that was basically at the beginning of the ascendancy of NFTs and the cryptocurrency bull run. So while crypto, again, is sort of like leveled off and is sort of just doing fine, NFTs are just fucked. So it's unclear why daily users and sales have taken a nosedive across NFT marketplaces. Sea Launch told CoinDesk that because there has been an observable decrease in activity across marketplace and users, from pro traders to more casual users, it's most likely that a macro scenario has impacted trading patterns. Sea Launch cites high gas prices and tax season liquidity issues as possible causes. Other scenarios may have contributed to this, such as high volume Blur airdrop farmers reducing the trading volumes and reducing liquidity, and the meme coin trading frenzy in the last days with coins such as Pepe. Oh my god, wake me from this fucking slumber. Jesus Christ. I've had to say that sentence twice today. What the fuck is a Pepe? I know what a Pepe is, but what do you mean? We've had the Dogecoins and the Shiba coins. Now we've got the Pepes. Pepe the Frog meme coins rocket as crypto Twitter moves over Dogecoin obsession. Fuck off, man. Just fuck off. This is no way for people to be using their money. And you just know the people that got into this early, they're just going to make millions as well, or get rug pulled because it's a meme coin. So is this because of tax season and high gas prices? It's possible. That probably plays a factor, but what other reasons could there be? Well, one, because NFTs, like I explained at the beginning, have done nothing. Nobody does anything with them for the most part. They basically are Ponzi schemes in the way that if you're not buying it for just the art, which means if you buy it, you're never going to trade it again and you don't care about the value anyway, so shut the fuck up about trading values. But for them to function, like some of them have staking mechanisms, like you put your NFT in this place and then it generates a cryptocurrency that then other people trade. If nobody trades or uses the stuff, and if everyone just stops, they all have no value inherently other than the art, which you don't even own. When you buy the NFT, which most people don't understand. It's a point I keep harping on, but they just don't get it. So what are they actually for? What are they doing? The answer, quite simply, is literally nothing. Sometimes they do stuff when other people deem that they do stuff, such as having a value. And if enough people say something has a value, it just factually does. But when everyone decides it doesn't have a value, then there's nothing, which is exactly what's happening with NFTs. Now, what other thing could be happening here? Well, one big factor of NFTs was not just art projects, it was also the rise of selling stuff for video games, NFT blockchain video games. They would have contributed quite a large portion towards the daily active users of NFT purchasers and traders. But obviously what happens in a market like this, a speculative market, is at the beginning, it's all the rage, and people are like, oh yeah, buying assets in a video game, you don't own them, by the way, but buying assets in a video game, that sounds cool. I'll do that because this game sounds amazing. But then people realize that games take many, many years to develop for even the most experienced studios. And some of them have already failed, and some of them have delivered products that people do not give a fuck about. So they're just shit sitting around. And then any new games that show up, it's just like the Kickstarter conundrum of like 2012 to 2014, 2015-ish, the Kickstarter boom of funding of MMORPGs. Every MMO that went on Kickstarter at that time raised millions and millions of dollars. But then every subsequent MMO raised less and less money because people were burnt out on it. They were like, we've already heard about these games and we've already bought into these, but nothing's happened yet. We don't have the game. So I'm not going to buy into that one. So then people sit around and wait, and they're going to have to continue waiting because these games take years and years if they ever come out. Then when new art comes out, new art projects, it's what are they doing differently from the other hundreds, thousands of NFTs that have came out as art and all done nothing in terms of they've not gone up in value, so there's no point flipping or speculating on them. They've not retained value, as we can see here. Bored Ape Yacht Club and CryptoPunks are falling. For the first time in months, they've fallen below $100,000 worth of ETH, which is down 30% from just a month ago, when the cheapest CryptoPunk on the market could be had for just over $128,000. And since mid-April, all NFT marketplaces have plummeted an astonishing 71%. Then you see companies like EA running away from NFTs. Because obviously these big companies, they don't care about NFTs. Like if anybody ever saw one of these headlines, like big corporate millionaire says this is the future, they're not saying that for you. You might think that sounds amazing because you have, sunk cost and bias. But they're not saying it for you. They don't give a fuck about NFTs. They don't give a fuck about Web3 or the technology. Which if you're in Web3, by the way, you should care about the fundamentals of the technology, not EA. Dickhead CEO EA who just wants to make money talking about it because he doesn't care about the tech. He doesn't care about a decentralized future where you actually own things and it's not all run by corporations. It's actually the antithesis of what decentralization is supposed to be by turning around and saying EA's involved, who gives a fuck? If that's what you actually care about, which of course almost nobody does, because it's all about that fucking shed, all about that paper, give me that money, cash rules everything around me, cream get the money, dollar bills, y'all, to quote your boys Wu-Tang Clan. But when they were saying this was for investors, because it's a publicly traded company. So whenever a new technology arrives where it's all the rage and people are like, oh man, NFTs, blockchain, crypto, metaverse, all these buzzword. What investors want is for a company to be forward thinking and say, yeah, we're looking at that. Maybe that's the future. Maybe that's going to be something, and we're definitely paying close attention. Because then investors are like, well, if that's going to be the future, my money's safe here, because at least they're looking at it. And that's why all these big companies all talked about it. How many of them did anything, though? Almost none. And the ones that did, as we can see, they're not doing it anymore. Meta, literally, so invested in the idea of metaverse, they changed the company's name from Facebook to Meta. The company's stock price is not amazing right now, but then again, it's a little bit unfair because a lot of tech stock, almost all of it actually, is pretty much in the gutter at this point. But they obviously own like Instagram and Facebook, and what they were doing was saying, oh, we're going to allow people to use their NFTs on these platforms. These companies that were dead set on the metaverse being a thing, which of course NFTs would be involved with, presumably, and of course Meta, like I say, with Facebook and Instagram, were talking about NFT integration and things like that. They are now seeing that either the tech's not ready, the population's not ready, or a combination of or other factors, that this is not where we're going, right now at least. This is not where these companies are going to be. Disney has said it will discontinue its metaverse division. Didn't even fucking know I had one, but it plans to lay off 7,000 employees in the next 2 months, hoping this will improve profitability. Microsoft, of course, are focusing on AI, because why would they not? And are no longer focusing on the metaverse. It just seems like all of this is heading in the direction we thought it would be heading in. While I'm not saying that eventually NFTs won't play some factor in something that gets adoption, and maybe then it realistically only takes one thing to really take off for that to be the case. What I am saying is that we've not seen it yet. We just simply haven't. People always love to say like, oh, if you're in crypto now, you're still early. If you're in NFTs now, you're still early. Life is not a guarantee, man. And people who tell you shit like that, just they don't have your best interest at heart, because nobody can predict anything like that. If they could, they wouldn't be telling you, because they'd already be a fucking billionaire. Anybody who says that they know this stuff is either using hindsight, or they're just lying out their ass because they want other people to buy in, or they just want to, cope. That it's basically like they're cuddling themselves like, oh, it's definitely going to be the future. I know it is. Realistically, nobody knows what the fuck's going to happen. Something could be right. It could be the best technology. It could actually have use cases, and then it doesn't work or get adopted. Like, that can just happen. It's happened many times throughout history where people have been like, this is the new tech, and then something else comes out that people like a little bit better, and then that just goes away and everyone forgets it existed. That could just be the case for NFTs. Or something could come out fucking next week that changes everything about this. But for right now, the actual current implementation of NFTs in how we're seeing it in tech is fucking dead as a dodo. This shit is not here. It's not useful. It's not doing anything. And I've heard no compelling arguments from people who understand video games, who understand how NFTs and how the blockchain tech actually works, about why right now everything's actually in a good spot and it's moving up. Because it seems from a common sense perspective and an analytics perspective, it's simply not. But there we go, that's NFTs. Hopefully they don't go away completely, because personally I fucking love NFTs. It's done so many good things for my life. It's just fun to laugh at. What's not fun to laugh at is the retailers, the people who just got tricked to come in, and other people were telling them, yeah man, this is definitely it. I've made $2,000 in the last month with NFTs. You too could supplement your income. And then they come in and get fucking wrecked because they FOMO in, fear of missing out, lose their ass, and then they're the ones left picking up the fucking pieces. But there we go. Thanks for watching as always. Another existential fucking crisis of people losing money in another speculative bubble. But there we go. That's cryptocurrency, baby. I guess we should say that's blockchain, baby. But see you next time. Peace out.